Hi guys, this is Ales from Ales Gaming TV, and this video is about our full hunter guide. Take note that I will only discuss SSR hunters since it is guaranteed that the SR will be outshined by SSRs in the near future. Also, keep in mind that this is just my own opinion, that's why there's a big possibility that you guys have a different perspective than what I have in regards to this discussion. But before we begin, if you would love to see more solo leveling arise content, then please like and subscribe. This will really mean a lot to me and it will give me more opportunities to reach more players all over the world who need guidance and a little bit of entertainment on their journey. So enough said, and let's jump right into the video.
Els Gaming TV.
So first, let's talk about Jiwoo. For me, Jiwoo is an S tier hunter since she can provide a decent amount of damage and support to your team. She is also a good breaker unit, that's why Jiwoo will definitely fit into any type of team composition. For her skills, I suggest that you prioritize maxing out her two basic skills since you will be able to spam both of these in every fight. Then you can upgrade her basic attack and ultimate skill together with her support and QTE. For the artifact, it's best to choose between Noble Sacrifice and Guardian set for a support Jiwoo, then Toughness set or SA set for a full DPS build. Just keep in mind that her damage scales on her max HP, that's why you should be sure to have the correct main and substats. For her accessories, it's best to use Behemoth set since it has a great damage increase that will boost Jiwoo's DPS. For her weapon, I suggest you craft her signature one since it has the best value out of all SSR hunter weapons. This will provide a huge damage increase to Jiwoo which will be beneficial for your whole team. If you don't have an SSR weapon yet, then the Grimoire and Staff will also be a good option. Next is Emma. Emma is a good DPS unit that scales her damage output on her HP. That's why just like Jiwoo, she is naturally tanky even if she's a damage dealing hunter. She also has the ability to apply burn to targets and provide an increased defense buff. For skills to prioritize, I highly suggest you max out her first basic skill for more AoE damage, then her support and ultimate skill. For the artifacts, it's best for you to use Noble Sacrifice set for support Emma or Toughness and SA set for full DPS build. For her accessories, using Behemoth or Viridescent set will be a good choice since they synergize well with her kit. For her weapon, her signature is a good investment as well, but if you still don't have the materials, then using Grimoire and Staff will also be decent. Next is Leebora. Leebora is a good DPS and support unit that will help you beat those difficult stages. She is also one of the key things you can use to pull off the S-rank Goblin Gate trick. For her skills, you should prioritize her basic skills, support, QTE, and then her ultimate skill. For her artifacts, I suggest you use the Armed or Toughness set for more damage output or the Destroyer set if you're running her as a support unit. For the accessories, the Viridescent will be a decent choice so that she can spam her basic skills to provide more DPS and buffs to her allies. Or Aquamarine if you still don't have a good stats in your Viridescent set. If you're using her as the main carry, then Behemoth set will also do just fine. For the weapon, her signature is a great choice since it will also help your team deal more critical damage. But if you still don't have the materials, then the bow and longsword will be a good choice in the meantime. Next is Wang Donggu. He is not that great compared to other SSR units, but still a decent choice in some scenarios. Wang Donggu's damage scales on defense, that's why he is also a tanky unit. For skills to prioritize, it's best that you level up his basic skills followed by his support, ultimate, and QTE. Wang Donggu has this ability to instantly remove the shield of the enemies. That's why I'm pretty sure that the time will come where he will become an S tier unit once future contents have been released. We might have to fight a boss in the future who has a ton of shields, so let's just wait and see what happens. By the way, don't get confused with shield gauge and a regular shield, okay? The one that Wang Donggu removes is the shield that gives an additional HP bar to the enemy, not the one that some bosses like Igris have. So for the artifact, I suggest that you use the Toughness set since Wang Donggu has a high damage multiplier in his skills, so having a ton of critical stats will make him a good DPS unit. For his accessories, you can choose between the Behemoth and Viridescent set since both of them provide a good damage increase. For his weapon, his signature is not that great compared to other SSR Hunter gear. So I suggest that you just use the shield to make him a bit tankier or just craft it if you want to go all out in upgrading Wang Donggu. Next is Byunho. Byunho is currently the best support in the game since he has healing ability and a variety of buffs that can increase your team's damage output. He is an automatic S tier for me since he will definitely synergize well with all the upcoming light units. For his skills, it's best that you prioritize maxing out all of his special skills followed by his basic ones since you will just use him as a full support unit for your hyper carry hunters. For his artifact, it's best that you use Noble Sacrifice for full support build or toughness set to make him a sub DPS unit. Take note that Byunho can share 40% of his critical damage that exceeds the minimum amount, that's why the toughness set will also be beneficial. For his accessories, you can use the Aquamarine set to increase the attack of your team, or Viridescent set for him to be able to spam those healing skills. For his weapon, the signature will be a great addition to his kit, but if you still can't craft it, then the Grimoire, staff, or even the bow will work just fine. Bow will only be an option if you really want to go all out with his critical damage buff. Next is Ginchu. Ginchu is a free unit that you will get by completing the daily sign-in. That's why you can expect that he's not that great compared to other SSR hunters. However, he is still a good unit if you're trying to build a breaker team. For his skill, you should prioritize his basic skills, core attack, support, QTE, and then ultimate skills. For his artifact, it's best that you use SA set since most of the time you will only run Ginchu in dungeons where you need a solid shield breaker. For his accessories, you can choose between Viridescent or Behemoth since both of them can increase Ginchu's damage output. For his weapon, you can just use his signature since you will also get it by completing the daily sign-in. Next will be Choy. Choy is the first hunter to be featured in the limited banner, that's why he is guaranteed to be an amazing unit. However, I didn't pull for him due to his passive effect which increases attack in exchange for the ability to deal critical hits. As of now, he is still quite strong since our stats are still kind of low, and damage multipliers like critical damage don't really stand out that much. But once we hit endgame, I'm pretty sure that Choy will be easily power creeped by other hunters. So for his skill, it's best to prioritize his basic skills together with his ultimate, followed by support and QTE skills. For his artifact, I suggest you use arm set since Choy needs a lot of defense penetration to deal more damage. But if you want to spam his skills, then the destroyer set will be a great choice or the one-hit kill set for the quick burst build. For his accessories, you can use the Viridescent set for you to spam his skill or Behemoth if you want to have more damage increase. For his weapon, you can just use his signature since it is free if you participate in the event when he's the one available in the limited banner. Next will be Lim. Lim is a great unit since he can provide a good amount of damage from a distance. He is also a decent breaker, that's why having him as a DPS on your breaker team will be a good option. For his skills, I highly suggest that you prioritize leveling up his ultimate together with his basic skills. Then you can upgrade his support and QTE. If you're running him as a hyper carry, then upgrading his basic attack will give you a decent boost on your DPS as well. For his artifact, it's best to use the one-hit kill set to spam his ultimate since it is Lim's main damage source. But if you still don't have a decent stats in your one-hit kill set, then toughness, arm, and destroyer set will be a decent option. For his accessories, I highly suggest that you use the Behemoth or Viridescent set for more damage output. But you can also use the Red Eye set since the additional attack will also be beneficial for Lim. For his weapon, his signature doesn't give that much value to your whole team, so just craft this one if you have more resources. Weapons like dagger, bow, and longsword will be a good alternative. Next will be Byunho. Beck is one of the best breaker units in the game, so he's also great for clearing some dungeons that have bosses who use a shield gauge. He is also a defense scaling unit, that's why you can expect that he is a bit tanky. For his skills, I recommend you prioritize leveling up his basic skills together with his support and QTE. Then his basic attacks if you want to use him as a solo breaker unit, then his ultimate. For his artifact, it's best to use the SA set if you're using him as a breaker unit, or toughness set if you want to make him your full DPS hunter. For his accessories, you can use Viridescent to spam his skills or Behemoth set to have more damage multipliers. For his weapon, his signature weapon is a good thing to have, but you will still perform well with just the axe or the shield. Next will be Silvermain Beck. Silvermain Beck is the second hunter that has been featured in the limited banner, and he is still available as of the release of this video. His damage scales with his attack, that's why he's not that tanky compared to other hunters. However, that specific trait makes him a great damage dealer since Silvermain Beck increases his skill damage depending on his reduced HP ratio. So for his skill, the best one to prioritize is his basic attack together with his basic and ultimate skills. Then you can upgrade his support and QTE. For his artifacts, the best one to use is the SF set since the 4-piece effect really synergizes well with this kit. But if you still don't have a good stats on your SF set, then the arm and toughness set will work just fine. For the accessories, I highly suggest that you use the skeleton set since Silvermain Beck can really take advantage of its 4-piece set effect due to his ability to reduce his HP by just using his skills. For the weapon, you can just use his signature since you will be able to get it in the event that comes up together with this banner. Alright, so now we will proceed with the characters that are mentioned by the info miners. First is Alicia. Alicia is a water unit that scales her damage with her attack. She is one of the most anticipated units since she will definitely be a great addition to a water-focused team to clear tier 8 Cerberus. As of now, I still can't say if she's an S tier unit since there's a big chance that her kit will be different once she gets released in the game. But we will still provide recommendations based on the information we have right now.
Penetrate.
So for her skills, it's best to prioritize basic skills followed by her ultimate, then support and QTE. We will focus on the skills that have an additional freeze effect since Alicia's role on the team will be providing crowd control. For her artifacts, it's best to use the Destroyer or Guardian set if you want to go full support build. But you can also use the SF set since Alicia has a passive that changes her core attack into Bitter Cold Spear that can deal a ton of damage to the enemies. For her accessories, I suggest you use the Viridescent set for both support and DPS build since the ability to spam her skill will be a great addition to her kit. For her weapon, I'm still not sure if we were going to get it for free, so if not, then I suggest that you don't prioritize it since it mainly focuses on DPS build Alicia and buffing her team's water damage. That's why it will not have that much value compared to other SSR gear. So you can just use the dagger, bow, and sword. And the last hunter for this guide is Qiqi. She is definitely the most anticipated unit in the game since she is Qiqi, right? We don't even need any other reason for us to keep an eye on her release since she is definitely the best girl in the series. So based on the leaked information about her, Qiqi will definitely be a broken unit. She scales her damage with her attack and also heavily relies on critical damage. That's why if you're able to build her right, it is almost guaranteed that this unit will melt the enemies. So for her skills, I highly suggest that you prioritize her basic skill together with her ultimate and basic attack. Then you can upgrade your support, then QTE. Qiqi's main damage skill will be the Dancer, that's why you should prioritize upgrading it. For her artifacts, it's best that you use the Toughness set since she heavily relies on her critical damage. So the 4-piece effect of this set will definitely give her a huge boost when it comes to her damage output. For her accessories, using Behemoth or Viridescent set will be a good choice since they synergize well with her kit. For her weapon, whether we will get it for free or not, it is a must for us to get it if we're going to pull for Qiqi since the value of this weapon even at no advancement level is great and it gives a decent amount of damage boost for her. So that's it. If you're still here after that long explanation, then I really thank you for watching the guide. I also hope that I was able to help you learn more about how to build your hunters. You can comment down below if you think I missed some information or if you have any suggestions on what we should tackle next. Also, remember to play this game at your own pace, never get burnout, and always have fun. Till next time, peace!